swearing, Jake.
Sorry. No way.
No swearing allowed on YouTube.
You're kidding. It's beautiful. This is beautiful. Do anything for it?
I picked up this morning. Alright guys, so you may be wondering what the hell is happening with all these F trucks. The long story short is I swapped my first F truck, which is the blue 77 XLT, for an AU. I swapped the AU for the F truck. Then I decided that it was going to take too much work to make that my perfect daily. In the meantime, Jake fell in love with the truck. He bought his own truck. A year or so goes on and I purchased a F150 89 model. Basically wasn't super happy with the seating position in the truck, and it still needed a hell of a lot of work. So I decided, you know what, bugger it. Jake wants my truck. He's done his up. That was in a recent video where that has now been sold, and in order to buy my truck. This popped up on the weekend thanks to my mate Eddie. He'd seen this, and within half an hour I was on the phone to the fella, and luckily I was in like the next suburb, so I shot down the road, had a look at it, and snapped it up on the day. This thing is a beast. Let's take a look. So what we've got here is a imported XLT F250 Lariat. So the Lariat means it has all the special bits. This thing is sick. 351 Windsor, automatic, 4x4. It's got power steering, air conditioning, cruise control. It has all the fruit and it drives amazing. Obviously it's a long wheelbase version. Well, the extra cab, so it's got an extra seat in the back. So here we are inside. It's been converted to right-hand drive, and as you can see in the interior, it's mint. In the back here, we have the extra little seat back here. This is going to be where Judge hangs out on long trips, and cab slider in the back, and overall, super stoked with this thing. It looks like it has had some paint touch-ups over the years, but overall it is super clean for a 34-year-old truck. Alright, I can't hang around too long today because I've got some other things to do, but I thought I'd just quickly bring it in, have a good look over the truck, find out all its little features and quirks, and park it in next to old Bluey, the original and the best. Check out the size difference in these things. Ridiculous. I've got to admit, this is more my style, but this is all the comfort.
Oh, yeah.
All the comfort. I cleaned this thing this morning when I left the fella's house, went to the car wash, hosed it off, and I made a mistake that I've made so many times before. Should have known better, but a lot of these old paint jobs, sections of this could be factory. Sections could have been resprayed, but let's just say it's factory. This is a solid color with no clear over the top. And a lot of the time when you go to these car washes with the pre-soak, it is very strong. So before you hit that, I just want to show you, it's super strong, so it'll actually eat in. So even though I've hosed this off thoroughly, the pre-soak eats into the paint and stains it. So hopefully you can see that in the film here. And we're just going to run over this with the buff now, show you how easy this will come up, but also a warning to those who have older paint. Be very cautious of what soaps you use on them. All right, so as I hope you can see on the film, this has come up way better than that. That's about 5 minutes worth of buffing. Could definitely go a little bit further, and we haven't actually cleaned the paint very well beforehand, so you want to sort of cleanse the paint first, then give it a buff. But overall, this truck's not going to take much to bring up at all. Yeah, just been having a bit more of a poke around inside, and I freaking love this thing. How good is this? So down the back here, this little seat does have seat belts and stuff, so it can be utilized while driving, but you can also do this. Bam! It becomes a bed for midgets. I actually can lay down in this, and it is a little bit crushed, but you could easily sleep in it. But I'm thinking this is going to be perfect for Judge when I'm out cruising and he finally wants to jump in the car with me. Bit of a silk at the moment, but yeah, he can jump in here, cruise. Got the cab slider in the back there for extra airflow, and he can stick his head out the window because obviously these side windows don't go down. But yeah, so much room in there, and I'm freaking loving that. That extra bit of space just changes this thing from a work rig to a really, really comfortable cruiser. All right, so enough of the new rig. We're not going to get stuck into that at all. That pretty much doesn't need anything, just enjoy it. But to make all that happen, to make me be able to afford that as a new daily, I got to get rid of this temporary daily. Turns out this just wasn't the truck that I was hoping it would be. Really good truck, but I just wanted too many things out of it, which it doesn't have. So that's where the red car comes in, which means this one has to go. Plans have deviated slightly, so we're going to do a few things just to tidy this up and get up for sale. And yeah, let's get stuck into that today. Who wants dodgies? Or who wants to do it right? We're going to show you something that we're going to do on the truck now. This is actually a right way of doing it, not going to lie. I can't, hang on, wait. I haven't done this step yet. He's like a bull at a gate. Okay, so the F-Truck, it needs some work here. I want to tidy up the paint. I was going to give it a once over, but what we're going to do is run a buff over this thing. I've cleaned it today at the car wash, and it is typical commercial 2-pack, chalky as anything paint. There's not a shine on this thing. So I have some touch-ups to do on the truck, but before we do that, we just want to try a panel here, and as you can see, it is super chalky. This is dull as anything. So what we're going to use today is a clay pad. You can get this in a mitt or a bar or all sorts of different options. This is a pad, I prefer this. You can put this on your orbital sander, and I like to use it with a little bit of car wash, like a quality car wash, just to sort of lubricate it up. And we will do a section, show you what the difference is just with the clay pad alone, and then we'll polish a section and show you the difference of what it looks like polished. The purpose of this is to get all the contaminants and dirt out of the paint, and you'll also be surprised how well this actually comes up just with the mitt or the pad alone. So let's get stuck into this now and then polish next. It'll be fine. Alright, so it's a little bit hard to see in this light and on this camera, but the section that I buffed with the pad has started to get some shine, so it's taken all the contaminants out of it, and yeah, started to buff it up, and hopefully you can see it on the film. This edge is a lot chalkier, so that has obviously been a super quick buzz, but if you were to do an entire car, you're going to get the whole thing so much closer to where it's got to be before you even start polishing. It makes the job so much easier. So now we'll hit it with the pad and see how it comes up. All right, so that's a quick buff. That's only about 3 minutes on the panel, and I seriously don't think you'll see it on the film, but you can actually see kind of a darker edge on this edge where Jake buffed beyond where I hit with the clay pad. Obviously the guard is still way shinier and looks way better, but you can still see a distinct difference of how clean and crisp the white the panel is there. So Yeah, those things, I swear by them, but obviously you can see day and night the tub to the front cab is like chalk and cheese. So yeah, that's just a bit of a tip on how to get some old paintwork up at home. Perfecting a polish job beyond getting it shiny is still an art form, but practice makes perfect. But we're going to give this truck a quick going over. It's going to come up mint. Wheels nearly done. Came up terrible. This is why painters do not like silicone products. Tire shine is the worst. Some polishers have silicone in it as well. Ruins paint jobs. This is fish-eyeing and it is a pain in the ass. That there is where a silicone spot is and it's opened up. When you get the first few coats on nice and light, it looks alright, and as soon as you start laying it on heavy, she opens up. This gets me angry. Don't use tire shine. Alright guys, let me interrupt real quick just to show you this new design I got. If you're anything like me, working on cars, I'm constantly bleeding, so I thought this was super relevant. Bleeding knuckles forever. I'm super pumped on this new design. I just picked these up today from my mate down there, FTM, who does all my merch. And they are on the online store right now. So at the end of this video, do me a favor, check out the online store. I also have plenty of OG tees available as well. So jump on and grab yours now. Cheers guys. Here it is guys, final legs of getting this truck all ready to go, and we're now down to polishing the truck after giving it all a once over with the clay pad, and it did clean the paint heaps. It made it so much easier. I've started buffing this side. It's come up really good. You can see a good example here on the back. Hopefully it shows up on film. This half is polished and this half is not. So yeah, I'm going to continue buffing today, get this thing up nice, throw the bumper on it, and then that's pretty much it. It's ready to hit the market. Looking mint. Alright, F-Truck is all buffed up, looks mint. I put this bumper on the rear thanks to Sean. He gave that to me because this obviously never had one. That's now been installed. We're getting rid of these dirty old mud flaps because they look horrible, and I'm just doing something with the CD surround inside, and yeah, that's it. Ready to hit the road. F150 is finally done. This wasn't the original plan. As you guys know, I bought this thing to become a daily. It didn't work out that way. I ended up with Big Larry, and I love it. So this one is now got to go to market. I think it cleaned up pretty well. I did stinge out on the wheels. I kept the copper wheels that I painted up for another project, but overall I think this truck has turned into a completely different thing. Massive transformation. I'm super happy with how clean it looks, and to be honest with you, it looks way tidier than I even imagined it looking in the beginning. It was a bit of a work truck, but good bones. Now it's a really clean work truck with really good bones. We're going to drop this down at the auctions to see what it goes for, and yeah, now I can get stuck into the big F250, start doing a few things that make it more mine, and just start enjoying it. All right, that's going to be it for this episode of the Iron Empire. If you haven't already, please like the video, leave us a comment, let me know what you think of the trucks, and if you haven't, please check out the online store. I will see you all on an upcoming episode of the Iron Empire. Cheers, guys.